I'm gonna move this thing away from the heater before we blow this whole thing up. I should remember this. I just tore this apart like a year ago. That's annoying. Very annoying. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So right here, as you can see right here, I have a Craftsman 24-inch wide electric start. I think it's like a 5.5 horse, 179 cc, so it's like a 5 horsepower engine on this thing. This thing is not mine, unfortunately. It's a friend of ours, one of our wood customers I help wood to if I were to. He still said the other day, I worked on this thing like a year ago, and the other day he said, "Hey guy, you still working on engines?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Want to fix this thing for me again?" I was like, "Sure." So he claims there's no spark, which that's a problem right there. I think that's why there's no spark. Gotta get a new wire for that, or try to fix that. I think the carburetor's probably gonna be plugged up. This one needs to come off of here. The pull rope right here is all loose and hanging out. I did get that to go in the other day, but it's still sticking out. Some of these things is they're super loose. Tighten up that cable right there. Pretty much just go through this whole thing, fire up the tires a little bit, go through this whole thing, and make this thing perfect again. So, ready for another season. So let's just go ahead and start with the spark plug. Make sure we have spark, and then try to fix that. So we gotta take all that cowling, all that shield off. So let's do it. Alright guys, got that cover off. So now, I have to get this out of my way. I'm going to pull the carburetor off. Going to pull the ignition wires off. Pull that boot off right there. Try to get that thing, that wire stuck back in there, or just get a completely different boot. I pull the muffler off. I pull everything off this thing and try to get it. Make sure the engine turns over fine. Make sure it's clean. Probably not change the oil. Maybe change the oil. Not really sure just yet. See how it looks. There's oil in it. I looked at it. It's not too bad. I'll probably just leave it. Make sure the fire bulb works. Some fresh gas in this thing. And then try to fire it up. So let's keep working on this thing. This is the whole stud this time. I should remember this. I just tore this apart like a year ago. Piece of plastic is all the way over here. It connects. I gotta try to find a buried bolt somewhere. Found it. Now the question is, where did I put my screwdriver? That's the big question now. That's annoying. Very annoying. There we go. Leaves in here. Yay! Now this ignition wire. Let's see here. Alright guys, check this out. That was old Pullin Pro 40cc chainsaw. Pretty much a fried engine on this thing. It still turns over. But I tested the compression and it's very, very low. Carburetor is awful. I picked this thing out of the junkyard for almost free, so I mean, you can't blame me for buying this thing. Anyway, this thing right here has the spark plug wire that's really good, and a spark plug boot that's fine. So I got a couple others of these saws, so I really don't need this one. And I'm thinking it would be perfect to take that wire and put it on this wire right here, just splice the two together, sit it right down in there, and then it would be perfect. So that's my plan. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this wire off of this right here, and then it should be fine to go. Assuming my scissors don't just break right in half when I do this. There we go. Alright, so I gotta strip that, cut them together, and find a good way to insulate these things. So let's do it. Alright, so right here I have a piece of hose, fuel line hose, that I've slit down the side so it can open up. So I'm just going to slip it right over the wire here and then tape it completely sealed. And that should be plenty of insulation to not shock anybody, ideally. Alrighty guys, there we go. The ignition wire should be complete as long as it'll fit in there now. I think it will. I'm going to put a spark plug on here and make sure this works, and then move on to the next thing. Move on to the next thing. Alright guys, now I pulled the fuel tank and carburetor off that snowblower. I'm going to go ahead and drain all the old gas out of this thing. This thing is almost full of old gas, which is probably the main reason this thing's not running. As well as clean the whole carburetor off because you can see it's full of like pine needles and all kind of other stuff and leaves. So we're going to empty all the old gas in this container, flush the whole system out, clean the whole carburetor out, and just try to make it run good. Hopefully don't need a carburetor or a rebuild kit. So let's get into this. I'm going to move this thing away from the heater before we blow this whole thing up. Alrighty guys, we got the gasoline draining into the container. It looks pretty bad, so we'll go ahead and take apart this carburetor. Got a whole couple of cans of gum out carburetor cleaner here. So I'm going to have to spray it all down, clean it all up, and make this thing run again. Make it perfect again. Alright guys, this is the next day. We have a heck of a lot of noise around here. We're splitting wood right outside the door here. Music cranked up in the shop, and I forgot to put this gasket in here. So let's go ahead and take this thing all back apart again and put the gasket in. Alright guys, I believe this is completely finished. I got the carburetor with both the gaskets in there, which is super hard because one of these studs over here, this stud right here, would not come out the whole the nut wouldn't come off, the whole stud would come out. So it made it super difficult to get all the gaskets and carburetor lined up on there. This one was fine, this one wasn't too bad. This side right here had to hold it in super tightly when I put it in place, so it was pretty hard getting all these linkages in there, as you probably saw. So that's all done now. You just gotta put that cowling, that heat shield on this thing. Spark plug wire, make sure the spark plug is fine, and put fuel in it, check the oil, and make sure this thing runs. So let's get going. Alright, now let's go ahead and set this wheel back on place here. Alright guys, see this control arm right here? It controls the drive control, so it makes it go. And he asked me to fix it because this cable is super loose and it takes a lot before it actually engages. I think if I just loosen these two bolts and slide it downward, it'll all of a sudden get a lot tighter. So let's just go ahead and loosen it up and tighten it up. So let's try that first. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and try electric starter out over here, because the guy asked me to make sure electric starter right over here worked. So then we're going to put gas in it out and work on this thing a little bit. It doesn't want to rewind all the way, so I put a little bit of oil in there and hopefully it speeds up, ideally. Let's try it now. Alright, so basically I'm just going to try to lubricate up. It gets like caught right here for some reason. It won't go farther, but it's just really caught. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, it's working right now, actually. Let's go ahead and put some oil on this rope here. And then see how that goes. Better. So let's go ahead and put gas in this thing and see if we can start it. I think it should actually be perfect. Alrighty guys, check it out. This thing is completely done and ready to go. Put gas in it, I'll take it to the hinging cord and try to start this thing. So let's do it. Alright guys, check this thing out. This thing runs perfectly. Ever since I got that gasket turned the right way, the thing no longer has to run on choke. The thing idles perfectly. The thing revs up pretty good. It does kind of like bounce a little bit as it's revving up. It just like, you know, oscillates. But I think that could be fixed or clean the carburetor a little better or something. But for what this guy's going to use it for, it's more than enough to use. So other than that, this thing turned out amazing. I'm very happy with the way this works, and it's almost new again. So thanks for watching Technology. Be sure to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you next time. Experiments. Bye. Subscribe.